It's that time for the Covrprice Top 10. This time we're going back 1 year. Alright guys, we're going back 1 year in this Covrprice video. You know what to do with the thumbs up, the comments, and follow me on all the social media. But big news. Big news from Covrprice. They have a whole new revamped collecting system. I want to break it down for you really quick right now. The Covrprice team has been working hard, and we're excited to announce our upcoming feature update. Later this week, they'll be launching a brand new collection management section with a ton of new features that will make exploring your comic collection so much better. This includes an updated look and feel, new ways to engage with your collection, a virtual box system, tracking live gains and losses, robust filtering, multi-selection editing, and so much more. Stay tuned to their site and social channels for more information. Remember, guys, Covrprice does have a YouTube channel, Instagram, TikTok. They're all over the place. Give them a follow. And with that, let's get into our top 10 from 1 year ago. And let's start at number 10. This is the Spectacular Spider-Man 98. It was this time last year when the Spot's inclusion into Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse was first mentioned. With a surge of sales, it hit a high sale of $600 for CGC 9.8, with near mint raw copies trending at $55. 1 year later, we know the Spot was indeed in the film and was an immense threat to all of reality. The odd and obscure villain found a new fan base and recently found renewed traction. However, at a near mint raw fair market value of $43 and $287 for 9.8, no current sales could touch the highs it had upon those early rumors. This is a bust. It's a great book, but I mean, guys, a year ago, everything was hitting record sales, and I feel like the price that it is now is probably right, maybe even a little bit high. I'm not going to spoil anything into the Spider-Verse movie, but I won't say anything at all. Spot was pretty good, though. I will say that. That's not spoiling anything. Spot was a really cool character. Let's get down to number 9. This is Catwoman 44, the Sozomaika 1 in 25. Last year, Sozomaika's Catwoman variant were the Cat's Meow. Wow. Her variants for issues 39 and 43 have all previously appeared on this list several times. 44 made the top 10 when aftermarket sales hit highs of $120 for a near mint raw and $229 for a CGC 9.8. 1 year later, prices have cooled to $75 raw, $169 in a 9.8. While this is a bust, these are still fantastic prices for a 1 in 25. If you bought it upon release day at Ratio, then you're doing fantastic. This cover is arguably one of her best, so this could have long-term legs. Guys, I've talked about high ratio variants and obscure titles, like 25 to a 1 to 25 Catwoman book. I'm not downplaying the story or the writing or anything, but how many LCSs are ordering 25 copies of Catwoman? So this 1 in 25 is not going to be a whole lot out there, if that makes any sense. Let's go to number 8. This is The Boys Herogasm number 1. Last year, The Boys Season 3 started with a bang, or maybe more of a pop, and fans were loving it. It was this time last year when Episode 6 is released, aptly titled Herogasm, portrayed by Supernatural's Jensen Ackles. Soldier Boy's first appearance. Sorry, my chickens are going crazy in the background, the babies. Its first appearances in this book is officially taking a front row seat. We tracked it at a high sale of $47 for near mint raw, $250 for CGC 9.8. 1 year later, prices settled during the delay between seasons 3 and 4. Soldier Boy is still a fun character to watch, and fans look forward to his return. It's currently selling for $35 raw, $150 in a 9.8. For now, it's a bust, but these decent drop-offs for being these are decent drops for being off season. This is one to watch. Don't be surprised if it creeps back up as the next season of The Boys gets closer, which I think they already wrapped shooting. I don't know if they have a release date yet. They might. I'm not sure how much editing goes into that, but I'm almost positive they're done shooting. Let's get to number 7. This is Hotel number 1. Deadline reported this time last year that AWA Studios has tapped Ellie Callahan to direct a feature film adaptation of the company's original graphic fiction series, Hotel. She will also co-adapt the script with Anthony Ruff. AWA Studio President Zach Student is producing. This caused raw copies to jump to highs of $35 for near mint raw with no 9.8 sales. 1 year later, the lack of news has allowed prices to drop down to pre-news prices of its current $5 near mint fair market value. We've only seen one CGC hit the market, which sold for $75 back in February. It's hard to gauge if that's where it's staying. For now, this is a bust. It's one of those things, it's a post-hype sleeper, right? Everyone went crazy when the news broke. Now everybody's sleeping on it. Don't be surprised if it pops again, but I don't know if it's going to hit those numbers it did last year. Again, those were highs for everything. Woo, let's go to number 6. This is What If Miles Morales number 4. Wow, do you remember this book? It fell out of our minds completely. If you recall, the comic community and social media were abuzz with criticism of Yehudi Mercado's writing, with the consensus feeling that this issue's dialogue was outdated and offensive. Definitely said that name wrong. As one of the few variants of this issue, it received quite a bit of attention along with the rest, albeit both good and bad. We tracked it at a high sale of $13 for near mint, $78 for 9.8. 1 year later, as we noted, this completely fell out of the minds of comic fans, letting it slip to a near mint raw fair market value of $4 and $20 in a 9.8. This is a bust. Not much to talk about here, guys. Don't fall for FOMO. Don't fall for FOMO. Let's get into number 5. Midnight Western Theater number 1. This time last year, Deadline reported that Scout Comics had partnered with Oren Segal's Management Production Entertainment to develop Louise Southard's comic book series Midnight Western Theater for television, tapping Kevin Carroll to handle the adaptation. I screwed all that up, guys. We tracked it at a high sale of $15 raw and $86 for 9.8. 1 year later, like most content-based comic trends, the lack of news, these things take years to develop and produce, allowed this to also fall from collectors' minds to its current fair market value of near mint $5. No 9.8 sales. This is a bust. And again, is it a post-hype sleeper? Everybody went crazy for it. I mean, $15 to $5 is not that big of a deal. I also don't think it's worth investing into this book. I wouldn't invest $5 to make back 10 on a book you don't know. I don't know. This one scares me a little bit. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Let's get to number 4. This is What If Miles Morales number 4, the 1 in 10 design variant. This issue was so immensely hot that multiple covers were moving for it. The controversy continues when author Yehudi Mercado took shots at fans on Twitter after receiving criticism. The community decided it was on and lit a social media fire under this book. As noted, the attention also translated to big aftermarket sales, where we tracked tons of copies sold at a high sale of $30 for a raw copy, no 9.8s. As noted, fans completely moved on and let prices fall to its current near mint fair market value of $8, most likely trending only for Miles Morales cover collectors. This is a bust. It's a 1 in 10 though. Again, we're not going to talk about the controversy. You can look into it yourself, but it makes sense that this one's trending higher than the other one because, again, it is a 1 in 10 ratio variant compared to just the normal cover. Let's get to number 3. We're kind of moving. This is quick. All right. This is Wonder Man number 1. According to verified sources last year, it was reported that the Wonder Man series could be a satire set in Hollywood. While this is not confirmed, the rumor has increased interest in the first ongoing Wonder Man series, which primarily takes place in Hollywood. Oh my God, I'm zoning here. We tracked it at a high sale of $15 for near mint raw, $90 for CGC 9.8. 1 year later, this rumor is still prevalent. However, despite its logical connection, there are tons of copies out there. Eventually, supply outweighed demand, and near mint raw fell to $5 and $41 in a 9.8. While this is a bust, it's more than likely going to go back up, especially if that rumor is confirmed. Right now, you really can't get them any cheaper. Now, this I would maybe take a stab at, only because, and please, guys, do not do what I say. Use your best judgment. Go do your own research. Do your due diligence. This is just how I feel. Please, don't go out and buy this book because I said I would. It's super cheap, and it's number 1 of a Marvel character who might get a series. I don't know if I'd go out and spend $41 on a 9.8 because even if it does pop, that $41, will it hit $75? I don't even know. I don't know. Your best bet is grabbing some $5 near mint copies, stash them away and see what happens. Let's go to number 2. We are moving quick. I feel like I missed one. Let's go to number 2. This is Marvel Comics Presents number 158. Remember the Miss Marvel Disney Plus series? Well, this time last year, it was just getting started before revealing the baddies of the series, the Clandestines. While not the same as Clandestine, who first appeared in this book, they do share some similarities, specifically regarding the name and the word gin. That was enough to shoot this book to number 2 spot, the number 2 spot as fans grabbed up this former $2 book. We tracked it at a high sale of $60 for a raw copy, $250 for 9.8. 1 year later, the show ultimately met with very mixed reviews when it was clearly targeted at a younger audience. It has since fallen to $8 for a near mint, $70 for 9.8 bust, though there's potential to see the Clandestine again. Maybe. I don't know if they're going to bring them back. I guess there's a potential. I really enjoyed Miss Marvel. I went in with very low expectations and well aware that it was kind of geared towards early teens. But I thought it was done really well. I thought it was a lot of fun and a good watch. But with that, we're going to get into number 1. But before we do, remember, all the news coming down with Covrprice. They're doing a lot of big changes for you guys. Make sure you sign up. There is a link down below in the description to get a discounted, you can, sign up for the discounted rate for a little bit. I don't make anything. I always tell everybody, I don't make any money on this. This is for you guys. This discount is for you. From Covrprice to you. I'm like the middleman. So with that, let's get into number 1. This is What If Miles Morales number 4. Here we are, the top spot belonging to none other than this cover A of the controversial issue. After the multiple Twitter exchanges between the author Yehudi, I'm definitely saying this wrong, Mercado, and detractors, Mercado posted to their Twitter trying to clear the air. I've taken the last few days to step back and listen, and I acknowledge your criticism for my recent issue on What If. Miles Morales was Thor. While I lived a different experience through my own Jewish and Mexican background, I still know inauthenticity hurts, and I'm sorry this failed on that front. I've appreciated hearing and learning from my Black and Puerto Rican comic peers and hope to use this moment to help promote better authenticity. I'm also going to donate what Marvel paid me to the Brooklyn Book Bodega, which works to build literacy and get more books to kids in New York City. That controversy helped Near Mint Raws sell steadily for $15.86 in a 9.8. 1 year later, it seems that Mercado's response was enough for fans and everything went silent on this shortly after. Forgotten until, well, now. Sorry, Yehudi, for stirring this back up. We apologize. But today, it sells for $6 in a Near Mint Raw, $34 for a 9.8. This is another bust. So we've got a list of busts. Don't fall for controversy. Don't fall for FOMO. Solid keys. The Catwoman is interesting. I will say that, though. Again, not a major title, high ratio variant. There's with the right cover, high ratio, not bad title, but it's not a Donny Cates book, right? It's not a major title. Anyway, let's wrap this whole thing up here. 1 year later, these were busts across the board. Many were flavors of the month, trending due to only controversy, and controversy seems to be a poor source of market retention. Other books on the list, despite lows, are still quite popular. Sozomaki's Catwoman variant, The Spot, and First Soldier Boy still are retaining higher values than they would typically have without content surrounding them. However, content-based books that only gain traction upon announcements are typically some of the worst market performers and often see sharp declines just weeks after. Ultimately, many lessons were learned in this reflective look back in the top 10 1 year ago. Guys, make sure you check out Covrprice.com, their movers and shaker list, and their top 10. And come back here next time. We're going back 3 years. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, keep it comics.